Hi again. I would be remiss if I didn't mention a couple of things I forgot to mention in the last pattern. One is, when we're going to the end of 2 or the end of 4, comping with the brushes, all those setups to the end 2 or the end of 4 start with the left hand. So it's like 3/8 notes leading to the end of 2 or the end of 4, starting with the left hand. So beware of that. Also, the same thing with the end of 1 or 3. The downbeat preceding it, the accent itself is played on the right hand, but the downbeat preceding it is played on the left hand. Right? Okay. Another thing just to mention briefly too is there's another way of dealing with the fast tempos too as well, and it sort of involves using a thing where you sort of bounce the brushes by hitting the rail and then moving down. You know what? I'm going to make sure that I didn't do the automatic mic gain, because that's when you can't hear me after I play. Sorry. Do I have it on automatic? Yes, I don't want automatic. I want a high mic gain. There we go. So we might distort a bit, but this is also a way that suddenly my voice doesn't become puny just because I played some drums. So sorry about that little technical issue. Hopefully it'll work. Yeah, so what I was saying is, using that stuff, right? And maybe a lot of you have seen this. I learned it from Joe LaBarbera, but I think there are a lot of people who've been hip to this. And so in that case, all you're doing is, and again, it only works for really fast tempos, is, right? You can hear the ride rhythm. So I can do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and just with the right hand, I was just doing half note circles, really small ones, and trying to accent 2 and 4. Now, that's a really good pattern. A couple of its disadvantages are, I find it doesn't work if you're playing it with any sort of volume, okay? So it's great for things like bass solos, if there are bass solos at tempos like that, although it happens occasionally. Or the piano's really quiet, or say you're backing a vocalist who wanted to do a crazy tempo. Again, these are not really situations found in nature that much, but it's a good pattern anyway. So, but I find once it gets beyond a certain volume, it's really hard for me anyway, to make it work. And the other thing about it is this pattern will only work at really fast tempos, because once they slow down, you start getting more bounces than you need, right? So if I go like, well, that's sort of cool in a way, because now I've got triplets, but I might not specifically want that sound. That's no longer the ride rhythm, that's triplets at that tempo. One way that's a cool way to practice, see if I can get it, is to practice bolero with this pattern. So it'd be like, no, I can't do it right now, I don't think. Let's see. Anyway, try practicing bolero. I'll work on it, I'll do it in a future post. Blew it today, but that's alright. But that pattern, da 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 da, and try to get every one of those. Yeah. That was it, sort of. But trying to get that rhythm, dun da 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 dun da da dun da 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 da, just from those bounces. Again, do as I say, don't do as I do. Whatever. I'm finished in this town now. Anyway, so, oh yeah, so the other thing I was going to do was to just demonstrate some accents from a standard tune and use them with the pattern we were doing for the fast tempo. So maybe what I'll try to do is use pieces of Straight Note Chaser with the fast tempo. So what I'm going to try to do is play some of the accents from Straight Note Chaser in the comping while I'm playing time, and hopefully it'll sound sort of cool. Okay, so here you go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.